In the quiet town of Enfield, Illinois, on the night of April 25, 1973, a series of events unfolded that would leave the community in shock and forever mark the life of Henry McDaniel. It was around 10 p.m. when McDaniel, a local resident, was jolted from his peaceful evening by an unsettling scratching sound emanating from his front door. Curiosity piqued, McDaniel cautiously approached the door, his heart pounding with uncertainty. As he gazed out, he saw a figure that initially resembled a bear, but the truth was far stranger. With a mix of fear and intrigue, he fetched a gun and a flashlight and ventured outside, guided only by a strong wind and a gut feeling. There, amidst the darkness between two forlorn rose bushes, McDaniel came face to face with the enigmatic creature. He later described it as having 3 legs, a short body, 2 little short arms, and 2 pink eyes as big as flashlights. The creature stood at an eerie 4.5 feet tall and was of a grayish hue. It was an otherworldly sight, almost like a human body. As fear coursed through his veins, McDaniel made a quick decision. He fired 4 shots at the peculiar being. One of the bullets found its mark, causing the creature to emit a hiss reminiscent of a wildcat before it bolted away towards a nearby railway embankment, astonishingly covering 50 feet in just 3 jumps. Terrified and bewildered, McDaniel did what anyone would in such a perplexing situation. He called the local authorities. When they arrived, they discovered footprints in the soft earth near McDaniel's house. The tracks, as McDaniel described, were dog-like in shape, featuring 6 toe pads. Despite the bizarreness of the situation, the police considered McDaniel to be rational and sober in his account of the incident. In a later press interview, McDaniel added another layer to the mystery, stating, "If they do find it, they will find more than one. And they won't be from this planet, I can tell you that." The puzzle deepened when investigators interviewed nearby residents. A 10-year-old neighbor, Greg Garrett, claimed to have encountered the creature just half an hour before McDaniel did. Garrett's account included the creature stepping on his feet and tearing his tennis shoes to shreds. However, it later came to light that the boy's story was a hoax, concocted as a prank to tease Mr. McDaniel and amuse an out-of-town newsman. 2 weeks later, on May 6th, McDaniel called the local radio station, WKI, reporting yet another sighting of the creature. This time it was 3 a.m., and the enigmatic being was negotiating the trestles of the railroad tracks near his home. McDaniel's description was consistent with his previous encounter, but he didn't fire a single shot this time. He simply watched as the creature moved down the tracks, not in a hurry. A search party was organized, including WWKI's news director, Rick Rainbow. They explored the area and, astonishingly, reported seeing an ape-like creature standing in an abandoned building near McDaniel's house. They even claimed to have recorded the creature's cries and fired a shot in its direction, prompting it to flee. Renowned cryptozoologist Loren Coleman took a keen interest in the case, further fueling the intrigue surrounding the Enfield creature. 2 days later, following McDaniel's interview on local radio, the local press reported another startling development. Police were called to investigate reports of gunfire and subsequently arrested 5 young men from out of town. These men had come to Enfield with shotguns and rifles, claiming to have sighted the creature and armed themselves for protection. The White County Sheriff dismissed this as an exaggeration, stating that the men were simply out drinking and raising hell, with the monster mentioned only briefly during their questioning. The men were charged with hunting violations. The strange incidents were widely covered in the press, making headlines in newspapers throughout the state, and even attracting the attention of radio stations like WGN in Chicago. The Enfield creature became a topic of fascination and intrigue, with articles in various publications, including the Chicago Daily News, the Moline Dispatch, Champaign Urbana Courier, and the Alton Telegraph. Even the Carmi Times had early coverage of the events, and a summary of the bizarre happenings appeared in Pennsylvania's Reading Eagle in August 1973. As interest in the Enfield creature continued to grow, the town's residents expressed their concerns that the relentless press coverage might attract more monster hunters, who could inadvertently endanger the safety of citizens or livestock. The Enfield creature remained a riddle wrapped in an enigma, a mystery that left the townspeople of Enfield, Illinois, forever wondering about the strange and otherworldly visitor that briefly intruded into their lives.